All right, I just clicked start stream.
I'm watching for it. We're live.
Can you hear me?
We're live.
I'm just checking it on my end.
We're good.
Making some sounds, making sure I can hear everything.
I'm gonna share. We're good.
Making some sounds and making sure I can hear everything.
I'm gonna share.
Oh, and we are live on the internet, streaming here from Corona Town.
Oh, and we are live.
Hey, check the full screen on that live stream and see if whatever, fuck it, it's probably fine. Sometimes the window focus gets fucked up and like it cuts off half of your big muscly arms.
No, it looks good, dude. I'm ready. We're live. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the Corona Chronicles, brought to you by me, Jordan, and here, this man, Tommy. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Just, been studying for school, attending all my classes online, and I even wear pants whenever, even though they can't see me.
I like how you have to say that.
Even though they can't see me, I just feel like it's respectful to wear pants. And, but what if you have a really, beautiful professor and they're just talking all smart and moving their mouth like right up to the camera, and it just starts to trigger certain urges. I'm just a man. I'm just a human man, and these things are bound to happen.
For you, your professor's like really, really attractive, moving their mouth real close like this. His name's Steve. He's successful. And you're like, wow, I like you, Steve.
And Steve is 43. He still has all his hair. Just a little
3
gray.
kids.
He's just got a little gray.
Little bit of gray.
Got a fat ass. He does squats. He's in the gym.
I do want to ask you, if you were gay, hypothetically, if you were gay, do you think you'd have a I can't even finish, goddamn. If you were gay, do you think Because I'm going to answer this question too.
A real serious, beautiful question.
If you were gay, would you have a type? Like, what would your type be? I'll say that.
Huge hog.
Like some big old dudes?
Yeah, I would lead with that. Hey, unless you got a great big thick monster down there, I'm not interested.
Oh, so you want the Tommy special?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, me neither.
I like something a little less East Coast. If you get what I'm saying.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, big guy. That's a Texas size 10-4, good buddy. I'm eating these delicious hard-boiled eggs, and I'll have to tell you right now, I'm gonna be fucking pooping everywhere, and not pooping like air poops, like farting, and it sucks.
Yeah. Some people have bad reactions to a lot of eggs, like that Synth-6 protein powder. Yeah. It's made with a lot of egg proteins, and I bought that shit one time, and when I was on the submarine, that shit, dude, Synth-6 gave me the gnarliest farts of my life.
For those of you, go ahead. Sorry.
Like I would rip 10-second long farts that would just, dude. And in a submarine, you always bent over going through hatches and shit. So I would time it to, where you're going through like the watertight door to the engine room, and it'll fart right there. So people would bend over and have to put their head like right through the gas cloud.
For those of you who don't know, a submarine, when the hatches are closed and it's underway, the air is recirculated. Like the ventilation's all just literally recycled air. So think about that. Anytime Jordan farts, it gets recycled through these fucking big ass fans. And we're all just breathing each other's farts. I mean, you guys. Carriers, we have air that comes from the outside, but it still smells like shit.
I have freedom and sunshine and internet. What was me on my floating target?
Oh yeah, there you go, brother.
Hey, they say that big cats, have been susceptible to coronavirus.
Really?
I'm going to
Like lions and shit?
I'm gonna name my penis coronavirus.
You're very punny, you know that?
Yeah. Yeah, brother.
So I think 2 days ago, I had my like fourth MRI. I had an MRI on my right shoulder, and it fucking sucked. It was the worst one I've ever had. I fucking hate that stupid machine. And technology is impressive. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I can see inside my body using a fucking magnet and a computer. That's fucking dope. But the sounds that it makes and the space they put me in a space that's like as big as my body. And they put this fucking thing on my shoulder, and I just sat there for 20 minutes just hearing that wee, whir, and I was just like, dude, I've done this is my fourth time doing this, and I was freaking out harder than I ever have. I kept closing my eyes, and then I would open them, and I'd be in the tube, like, please end this right now. Have you ever had one?
Yeah, I had one recently on my brain.
What's wrong with your brain?
Oh, nothing. There was like this 3-day period where, just out of nowhere, I was at the gym just like working out. Then all of a sudden, I just got this crazy fucking headache, and I was like, oh, maybe I just I'm just exhausted because I'm a bitch. I just thought it was because I was a bitch at first, which who knows. Anyways, so as like 3 or 4 days went by, like this headache started getting worse and worse, and my eyes were getting like red and bloodshot, and I just felt like it was in a daze. So like after about a week and a half of that, I went to the VA and was like, hey, I I don't know, like my head hurts and my eyes are bloodshot, and I don't know what's going on. Can I just like talk to a doctor or something? And like, we'll come back and after we schedule an appointment, fill all this shit out. So finally see a doctor, and then they checked me out. I gave blood like a couple days, and then I came back. That's probably why they had me wait to have my appointment, blood work. But my blood came back and they said you're literally the healthiest person. We don't understand what's wrong. And I was talking to my doctor. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel great, but as you can see, my eyes are bloodshot and my head hurts, and it has for like a week. So then I went and got an MRI or whatever, and they're like, well, nothing appears to be wrong. You seem perfectly healthy. And then like a few days later, I started feeling better, and that was that.
How did you feel when you were in the MRI? When it started making weird noises, did your body feel weird?
I don't know. It just felt like it was in a tube. And
when mine started, it does the click clacks. It's like click clack clack click, and it does all this weird shit, and then it starts the actual, going through, doing whatever the fuck it does, changing fucking power levels. But
and scanning,
yeah, scanning. But when they did it, the bed, she repositioned the bed from the control room. So as soon as it went, I had metal on my pants. I had these little cord, like I had sweats on.
Dude, I get naked every time I have an MRI. What are you talking about?
She won't let me take my shirt off, bro.
Oh, they just
and I had to wear a fucking face mask the whole time.
They demand it every time I go in there.
Yeah, there you go, brother.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Oh, let me tell you something, brother.
Whenever I stick my head in a magnet, brother, I take my clothes off. Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if you had an adverse reaction every time you get an MRI, you just get a boner, like a raging erection, the hardest ever, and you couldn't help it?
Yeah, you're just fantasizing they're shoving your whole body inside of a magnetic robot pussy, and it just
it like talks shit to you. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, let me fry your brain with this radiation.
Oh yeah, you're inside of me. You're inside of me. Yeah, man, I hate them. It was scary, and I get the results tomorrow, I think. So
Yeah, well,
we'll
hopefully it's
see.
not cancer.
No, it's probably something torn or whatever.
Hey, you see that all these churches are fighting to, yeah, we should be able to congregate and celebrate Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Your health and safety facts be damned.
You you amaze me because you're so literal with religion. Like it seems to me like you're not like a normal person. Like, oh my God, you're not on the opposite end of the spectrum. You're pretty with it as far as like that you don't think or your reality is that God doesn't exist, right?
Well, my reality is that I don't understand enough about God to make any sort of assumption about is or isn't or has or does.
It's amazing though, because think about it, man. We talked about perspective. Nobody fucking understands what anything about God.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure if there is a God, he's not like, hey, I don't care if you guys getting together in these small little buildings to give your money away to a guy that's just going to use it for fucking little boys in a giant mansion. Yeah, well, I just don't want you all to die from like this communicable virus that's sweeping the world. You know, these ministers are literally saying that, like, just like the Catholic Church and little boys, I blew that coronavirus.
It's clear out.
It's
We're
out of here.
good.
I blew it out of here, Nate. Because this minister, he's literally saying that he's an old ass man, but he has clearly using like just for men or some shit to dye his hair like a deep brown, and he has publicly said it's printed in like this magazine or some church fucking bulletin. I don't use hair dye. The Lord, my love of Jesus, keeps my hair looking nice and young. And so now that coronavirus is in town and hairdressers and shit can't take appointments, looks like the jig might be up.
I think that I just discovered your type if you were gay. That guy right there. Because he's bold and he knows what he wants in life. He wants Jesus. He wants to prevent the devil's hand on his penis.
I don't want the devil's hand on my penis. I want a nice young lady's hand on my penis. You know, as long as
Oh man.
only if she's consenting, though.
Yeah.
That's that's important. That's definitely one of the most important things when it comes to another person's hand being on your penis.
Is consent, and then is there
Consent.
lotion, and are you drunk?
Well, I mean, there's always body fluids.
Spit
Huh.
or
That is
blood.
one. Those are two body fluids.
Some people are into some weird shit, man. Some people like blood and fucking. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I think I'm pretty vanilla compared to other people, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, some people like being tied up and shit, and that's cool. Like, it's very artistic, but like,
I don't want to tie knots when I'm trying to fuck. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like a big rigmarole. You know, I don't know.
dude, honestly, like sometimes I don't even want to fuck. I just want to cuddle, and I look like a huge pussy.
I never have had that thought. Fad.
See, that's the difference between me and you, my friend. Is in my older age, I feel the need to have like a companion. I don't want to be alone anymore. Like you could have sex with all these women and like it's cool, yeah, whatever. Oh, great.
I never
But
said it was a large amount of women or anything like that. I'm just saying, if a nice young lady is gonna present herself, and it can be the same one multiple times over a long period of time. You know, I know she wants an orgasm. I'm gonna give it to her.
yeah,
She wants
no, I
it.
agree. I'm here to add miles to this thing. This thing's got it's gotten some mileage lately. Mom, if you
Oh
ever
yeah.
see this, oh my fucking God, I'm so sorry. But no, this thing's gotten some mileage lately.
Yeah. You should be more
Tom,
concerned if like Oprah sees this. You know.
my daughter.
No, Oprah.
Oprah? Oh, I bang her.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'll bang Oprah. Fuck it. Oprah's cool, man. She'd fuck you up for sport, dude.
She is a strong, intelligent woman. That's sexy.
Very intelligent. And I feel like she just talks shit like the whole time. Like that's all you got, bitch. And she would pull performance out of you, dude. She'd be like that coach that you didn't know you needed in your life. Let go deeper, and you're like, dude, I'm literally fucking like stomach to stomach with you right now. She's like, go deeper, pussy. That's all you got. And you're like, yeah, it's hereditary. Cheers, homie.
Man, I didn't realize you're so into Oprah.
I've thought about this a time or 80.
Hey, when you're underway, you got to get creative. You know, if you want to achieve goals in your free time in like an efficient manner, so you can maximize your sleep time. Because you have to always think like, well, I'm super tired. I only have 2 hours of sleep, but I haven't masturbated in like 2 weeks, and I think I'm gonna murder somebody. You know.
And like tonight, it's not going to be another human. It's going to be my penis.
Well, dude, when you're on a submarine, unless you're trying to fuck a dude, like, and there's nowhere to hide. You get in trouble if you get caught fucking. You know.
So there's a couple places. There's a couple places in the engine room I can think of personally.
Yeah, well,
That you could go.
you could definitely do it if you're really into it, but you know, I'm not trying. If there's a lady, I definitely probably would have gotten in trouble for that, which is a good reason why I was on the fast attack because you know, LA class because there's no ladies, it's all dudes. So you just get angry at each other all the time. And then, you know,
And then fuck.
well, I never fucked any of the dudes, you know. No dudes ever fucked me either.
I like how you had to clarify that, but you never said no hand jobs or blow jobs were given or received.
Never from a dude to my knowledge.
We talked, dude. I was just watching the Xanax Chronicles you were talking about, and I
wow.
remember the specific conversation we had
Well, if
where
we're
I
gonna
was like,
bring that
"You don't
back
know if
up,
you fucked a dude."
well, I don't know.
It's valid.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
valid.
that it didn't happen though, because usually whenever you think I'd wake up and be like, "Oh, my asshole's like hurts and it's sticky," you know, I've never woken up with that feeling, you know.
What if you just gave someone a fucking hand jabber, bro?
I never woken up with my hand and like, oh, that's all sticky.
I'm just imagining you like coming to like off Xanax and beers and shit, and just being like, "Fuck, no, I knew it was gonna happen."
All right, I wake up and it's Bill Cosby.
Hey, you want some birdie bucks?
Like, oh, Bill Cosby, how did I end up in your trailer passed out with my panties around my ankles?
Oh my god, don't get me started, man. I could wish.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Life's crazy right now. Life's fucking wild.
So you've been you got a skateboard, been out skateboarding the streets, checking out how the world's still continuing on, even though we're all quarantined.
No, I haven't been skateboarding. I've been going to this pull-up bar and doing stupid shit, and it's just fantastic.
Oh, you said you were boxing earlier too, right?
I did. I did some training with a friend. It helped me out a lot. I was going crazy, man. I'm here. My roommate's at work, you know, and I saw my daughter, hung out with her. I wanted to have her. I was gonna have her stay the night, but I was like, fuck it. I'll just come here and chill. And then I was just like sitting here, like, the fuck am I doing? I didn't work out today because it rained. The gym's closed. Like, I don't want to drink. I don't want to. I'm just gonna sit here and eat and be bored. And then I was like, I started going. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta do something. It's too late to play drums. Like, come on, dude.
That's why you need an electronic drum set so you can practice at night.
You know how much electronic drum sets are for one that I would need to feel like a real drum set?
Like $3,000 or $4,000.
Yeah, try like 7 or 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a TK25V or I don't know, whatever. Roland's got some weird shit. I want the Roland kit with the pads that are like the size of drums.
Yeah, it all looks like a real drum set, except for it's just like state of the art shit.
It sounds cool as frick.
Well, it's you can get a pretty decent like drum heads with like cheap ones. The big deal is like having a really good kick drum and having a really good hi hat, because the hi hat pedals and the kick pedals are bullshit on a lot of them.
Yeah. Do you have an electronic kit?
Yeah, my roommate does that. I dick around on. It's like this Alesis. I think he paid like $300 or $400 for it.
Yeah, at least this is it. I mean, it does the job,
Well,
but
he's brand new and he's just a beginner learning drums, so he's just practicing like the rudiments. But now that he's getting into it, and he's finding out like what all the shortcomings of having a cheap electronic drum set are, and I think I'm slowly talking him into buying a real drum set.
mm-hmm. I will tell you, the an Alesis kit that's $300, Velocity, and I'm trying to think of the word here because I could show you what I'm
The
talking about, but I
variable
can't say the
attack
word.
response.
No, so Velocity and the feeling, like the push pull that you get when you play drums, like a do the blast beat thing.
Yeah.
It's the articulation you do not get with electronic drums of that caliber at all. You get 3 volumes of Elise's kit. It's bah, 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 and I could hit so many
No,
different ways on that
this
kit.
one has actually pretty good dynamics when it comes to like how hard you hit on the drum heads. The drum heads are actually pretty good on it. It's just
Okay,
the cymbals are like that. They're like a light hit and
trash.
then a heavy hit, and then they come loose all the time. Especially when you're really beating on that ride, you know what I'm saying?
You're baiting it, but I'm a
Yeah,
beat my meat.
I miss having those chinas though. Like I really suck at drums, but still, whenever I had your drum set up, every now and again, I'll just beat on those chinas.
My favorite cymbal, Sabian. If you're watching, I need a new one. It's broken. This thing,
Yeah.
I've had this thing for 3 fucking years. I've probably played like 20 shows, 30 shows on it, I think. Dude, this cymbal, I've recorded with it. This cymbal sounds fucking incredible. But it's $300, so kill me, please. If you're watching, kill me.
He's not watching. He doesn't have eyes, and he's not a he. He's everything.
He's Bill Cosby.
God is Bill Cosby.
Could you fucking imagine?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty dope.
There'd be a lot of people really upset if that were the case.
Bill Cosby was an honorary Navy chief until he started raping people, or until he got found out for raping people.
This dude I used to work with, he was a Navy veteran also. And when we first met, we're introducing ourselves like, yeah, I used to be in the Navy too. Oh, wow. Like, why'd you get out? And I was like, well, I just couldn't see myself being a faggot ass chief. He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to like you.
it's fucking true, man. It's for the birds, man. That's not for me neither.
Yeah, well, you got to have a organized command structure that works. You know what I'm saying?
I could so just imagine this, right? Like we've talked so many times. Imagine me being a chief and like in charge, because I've had guys that work for me, but like imagine me like legitimately having something to do with how people do business and they're like being responsible for their happiness and shit. And I would care so much more about that than getting the work done that I would probably get fired in like I'd say a less than meaningful period of time, like 3 hours and 26 minutes. They'd be like, "Wow, Vargas sucks at just everything. He's fired."
Well, especially an EDIV chief, because I think a requirement to be an EDIV chief is to be fucking insane. You have to
Yeah,
just want to work 24/7, and you're willing to make everybody work 24/7 to never catch up on your maintenance and just to be a fucking crazy person. I'm not saying that they're all bad. Like most of these guys are like pretty good dudes, you know. Just that when it comes to EDIV maintenance, it's it's insanity.
EDIF maintenance is stupid anyway. It's all dumb. It's just fucking the same thing over and over and over and over again on different equipment, and you're just like, sweet. We did that monthly. Let's do the other one in 4 days.
Yeah, man.
If I ever have to touch another motor generator again, I might off my fucking self. Oh, just kidding. I'm going back to.
Dude, imagine all those fucking weeklies and monthlies and all that shit I had to do as RC did on like the Type 2
I
bullshit.
mean, Type 2's stupid though. It's just like,
So much of it is just
look,
checking the same thing over and over and over and
yeah,
over again.
it's checking fucking
You're
stupid
just making
bullshit.
sure the grass is still growing. Like one time, an officer
I,
explained it to me like that. I'm like, well, that makes me really question the nature of my existence. You telling me that.
but it's true. It's true. I've seen you guys like, you literally just plug a laptop into different places. Like,
Well, there's a huge amount of that, but then there's the other stuff, when you're dealing with like the detectors and things like that and nuclear instruments or blah blah blah.
yeah,
Like,
but that stuff to me is just so like, it's weird. And the technology that we use, that like specifically 688 Type 2 688s, is archaic now. It's like,
uh,
it's not futuristic anymore.
dude, using any pressurized water nuclear reactor is fucking caveman nuclear science, you know?
Yeah, but it's safe. It does its job.
Yeah, but you're missing out on 99% of your, neutron potential.
What other safe ways could the Navy do it?
Well, think so. What if you had a positive temperature coefficient of reactivity? So as the coolant got hotter, it got less dense and therefore uncovered more fuel.
Why would you want to do that? It's less controllable.
Well, with that kind of attitude is less controllable. With the fucking
With that kind of attitude in reality.
hey, you gotta test it. You gotta test it, man. That's what you want to fucking be scared your whole
Yeah,
life.
Chernobyl did it. Yeah.
Pff, yeah, they
That
fucked
was
up.
that was a testing flop. Yeah, they had a feed
They're doing it
their
way
feed
too
water
big,
pumps. Yeah, they were doing too much at once.
dude. Their decay heat was more than like any 688 could ever produce. Like, like for like at the beginning, because it's like declines over time, but the amount of decay heat like it would emit when the Chernobyl reactor first shut down is like on a magnitude of like 10, like greater than like a fully operating like D2W core.
Do you know what Chernobyl actually happened at Chernobyl? The point of failure for testing? That it was the test.
Yeah, I remember it had to do with a loss remove like steam or like
They
removing
kicked
loss of
off
removing
a
heat. Yeah.
I think they kicked off a generator that was powering a feed pump in a boiling water reactor, while pulling rods or some shit at low power.
Yeah. I
And
can't remember
it caused
specifics. But yeah.
a positive temperature coefficient of reactivity. So decay heat rose, but there was decay heat, and as the temperature was going up, so was power, while rods were low.
Yeah. So they tried to scram, right, but they lost their means of removing heat. So
But they were
then
also already low. They were like real, like rod height was low. So they were like, the scram didn't do much to lower reactivity as temperature kept going up.
well no well also I mean you just have a massive amount of decay heat as soon as you shut down. So if you lose
Yeah.
your means
Oh,
of
yeah.
removing heat, like because they're dude, it was like 230 some megawatts or something like that of like
It was
decay
more than
heat.
that. Those things. Oh, of decay. Sorry, my
Yeah.
bad. Sorry. I'm not
Well,
trying to
like
cut you off. I'm
that.
sorry about that.
Well, that it was generating so much heat it could generate, for like a short amount of time, like 200 some megawatts of electricity. Like
I mean, you can look this up. Like, the biggest submarine reactor is like 200 megawatts or some shit.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hold on.
megawatts?
Yeah, 200 megawatts
Oh,
is.
200.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah,
I'm gonna look it up to make
yeah.
sure it's
That's
not.
right. I was thinking gigawatts for a second. Yeah, you're right.
No, gigawatts.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
the. Uh,
Hey,
yeah, I mean,
how did we start talking about nuclear power? Gross. I haven't been in that for a few years.
you still can have an intelligent discussion about it. It seems like, which is pretty sweet, bro.
Well, And so it was pounded into my skull. It's basically muscle memory at this point.
What the hell?
I could do fast recovery startup in my sleep faster than anyone. I tell you what. I'll get
All
you
right, so
that.
it says
I'll get you that porn ad and hate lickety split. I'll tell you what.
here that propulsion on Wikipedia, that propulsion for the SSN 21 class, the Seawolf class, is S6W powered and it's 34 megawatts. So I'm going to tell you right now that that's, yeah, no, not even close, but whatever. I don't know where you can find it on Jane's Fighting Ships or some shit. It's definitely more than that.
That's what the public gets to know. We probably get to know things that people aren't supposed to know.
Well, it's written. I've seen it before. It's definitely more than that, but I don't know. It's whatever. I'm not going to say. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, let's just not talk numbers.
Numbers. That's crazy that they have that number there. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, well, it's old school stuff.
But Seawolf is not really old school. I don't know, man. I like technology. I like all that shit. I wish I knew more about like how computers work and stuff like that.
It's really fucking complex. Like when you get down to the roots of coding and how it started and what it's evolved into. Holy fuck, dude! There's just so much, and you get these people that are like on the spectrum of like autism, but they can just code like nobody's business.
Oh, like Jaron Crawford.
Sure.
He used to code. I used to when I would go over his house. A long time ago, we were in Charleston. He used to fucking just be on his computer, like writing programs and shit. He's a fucking wacko, dude. I love that guy.
I had no idea.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking. I just talked to him the other day. Actually, he's doing really good.
You used to have a good time boozing with that fella.
He got drunk one time, and I was wearing my BCGs. He kicked them off my face without touching my face. He kicked the glasses right off my face.
Yeah, I remember him and Millard used to wrestle all the time.
Yeah, he was I don't think he was a cage fighter, but I know he has like he did a lot of training, like a lot of martial arts training. And he dude kicked the glasses right off my fucking head. I remember just like he's like, watch this dog, and he looked at me, and then he like I know what it is now. It's a quarter step. Like he quarter step back, and then he turned, and I just see this fucking leg leave the ground, and all of a sudden my glasses are off my face. He was like, "Ha, yeah, got you, dog."
Nice.
It's like, what? Yeah. He's definitely not on the spectrum though. He's a normal dude. Really cool.
I was gonna say, I just felt like he was pretty socially in the moment, you know. Whenever we hung out.
Some people are on the spectrum. You could never tell, man. Because I think I'm an awkward person too.
Oh, you're just a bitch.
Say it to my fucking tits.
Say it lower.
Yo, I had baba ganoush yesterday, bro.
I have no idea what that is.
It's basically hummus, but replace chickpeas with eggplants.
That sounds really.
Oh my god,
I'd try it.
Good.
I'd eat it. Eggplant.
You sound like you're with a woman right now. I'd eat it. I'd try it. Fuck it.
Yeah, and put my mouth on it. Nah, I'd eat that box. That's for sure.
That's disgusting.
Hey, bring that pussy over here. I'm gonna put my mouth on it.
You sound like an old ass, like someone's uncle, bro. Like at a fucking kickback or like a. Hey, what's up, grill?
Hey, sugar tits.
You want to see my pecker grill? What's up? Somebody's nasty uncle.
Yeah. Disgusting. What disgusting language.
It's whatever. People can't get offended at fucking everything they hear. I used to get like real offended at shit. And then I realized like I say the most wild, dumb shit sometimes, and people don't beat me up for it. So why am I gonna, you know? It's wild, bro.
I think we should just have freedom of speech, you know?
I think we can also all respect each other. It's a balance.
Well, we can. And if I hope that you have enough respect for yourself that if you don't like what I have to say, then to turn the fuck around.
Yeah, but slow your roll and fucking stay in your lane.
No, I can understand. I say, especially if I'm like boozing or you say some things that are wrong sometimes, especially when I'm like at open mic night, like trying to do stand up comedy. Sometimes I'm trying to read the crowd and say, do some make up some jokes, and then it doesn't work. It's just part of.
When's the last time? When's the last time you did an open mic night? Obviously before Corona, but
It's probably been well. It's how long has the lockdown been? 4 weeks here, so probably
yeah.
6 weeks.
Why don't you do a fucking Why don't you do an open mic night on a podcast? I would love to watch.
I'd rather just like do it in front of a crowd. I mean, this is
No, I'm
we're
not saying.
podcasting now. This is
I'm
my.
saying fucking stream it. Like stream it. You doing an open mic night. I don't want to see it. I would love to see you do that shit, bro. Like, I would love to fucking heckle you and not laugh at shit you say. Just to be like everybody else.
I like to do that in public, though, so I have to, like, you guys have to look me in the eye when I, not razzle-dazzle you with my comedy.
How hard do you bomb? Like, when you bomb, you fucking, you nosedive?
Well, I just, so normally I write some jokes I'm going to tell, and then sometimes I drink too much before I go up and I forget the jokes I'm going to tell. And then sometimes I remember some old. I don't know, man. You just have to see. It's hard to fucking explain. It's something you just, whenever I'm doing comedy, I'm doing it like trying to do it at least like 3 or 4 nights a week. So just get better, you know.
Has anybody ever actually booed you or told you sucked? Like straight up, like.
I've been shamed for making fun of my mom for being retarded.
Is she retarded?
No, it was this whole thing. She had just gotten a motorcycle wreck, and so it was like later that night. I was doing sets. I'm like, well, I still want to go do a set tonight, So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just say something about my life. And so I'm like, yeah, my mom wrecked her motorcycle. My stepdad called me and told me. He was all shook up. I'm like, hey, it's fine. Like, she's still alive right now, but the worst thing that could happen is not her living. It's like, what if she lives and then she wakes up retarded, and then you're gonna be the one taking care of her.
Her drooling ass and shit like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't that funny. And then some guy signed up after I told that bit, and then got on stage, and I was like sitting in the crowd hanging out because I was gonna chat with some of the other, folks afterwards. And he starts like, yeah, you know what word I don't like? The R word. And then he just looks at me. He's like, yeah, I'm talking to you.
You should have made a joke about him.
I was like, oh.
You should have just fucking popped back, yeah.
I didn't have anything good in the moment, I was just kind of taken aback that this guy was at a shitty, like, open mic night, and he was going to get mad at somebody for trying to tell a joke. He could have, like, did that. He didn't have to get on stage to do that, He could
you could have fucking went in the bathroom and be like, hey, I didn't appreciate that or whatever. Or you could do this better next time. Yeah. But he was just clearly trying to use you as a pawn too.
Oh, it was probably just a whole misunderstanding.
I went to an open mic night, but it was people playing like shitty covers. But like it was really cool. This place I used to play, Riff House Pub in South Norfolk. They had an open mic night. You could just sign up, and they had a drum set, a half stack. They had a bass half stack. They had mics and shit. I think they had two guitarists, and people just signed up and played songs.
Hell yeah, that's dope.
But I was like thinking about it now, I could have got up there and got sick because I'm funny. I know that you don't think so, and nobody else does, but I think so. That's all that matters. Like, do you ever make yourself laugh? Like when you say some shit, you're like, "Wow, that's fucking funny." Because I laugh at all my own jokes, dude.
Well, sometimes. I guess you could be the next Dane Cook.
What? Not actually funny, but be very successful?
No, that's rude. He's a professional comedian. I shouldn't say things like that. They're just like the whole, he laughs at his own jokes a lot,
He's funny too. I watched one of his specials that made me laugh.
Yeah, he's funny. I give him
He's
that.
just loud. What do you like? What happens if you fucking like you get because it's being funny is not necessarily just a gift. You can also learn to be like witty funny. Like like there's comedians that are just fucking weird. Like there's a guy that draws shit and plays guitar and hits bells, but it's everything's timed so perfect. He clearly worked really hard on this set.
Well, I've been a fan of stand-up comedy for a long time. I've always wanted to do it, and I just never thought like, oh, I could just do this. Because I grew up in a farm in the middle of fucking nowhere. There wasn't a comedy club. I just one of my friends, he had cool parents that would let him watch George Carlin and Bill Hicks and Eddie Murphy like stand-up specials. They'd turn them on
Fucking
to
geniuses, dude.
yeah, they would turn them on to new comics, and I'd go over to my friend's house and we'd watch these stand-up comedy specials, and they'd be like, "Man, like George Carlin is so fucking funny. Like, how does he do this?" And then you buy one of his books, and like his special is him like what he's saying is word for word what he wrote in his book. He writes every single word he says on stage. Like, it's a whole. He plans it all out, and it's like this social commentary, and I th- and it really helped form the way I think about of a lot of things as far as political ideology and religion and stuff like that, and what I think about you know reading and learning and trying to make yourself better and be more educated. I got a lot of that from stand-up comedy, because it just makes a lot of comics make fun of like what they find is stupid or funny in themselves, and then that's pretty introspective, and you can maybe grow as a human. Who knows?
One
Maybe
of
I'm
the
just
best.
full of poppycock.
No, I really grab. I'm really like vibing on what you're saying because like a lot of the stand-up comedians, you get a couple themes. You get guys that are all about the politics. You get the guys that are all about like what's right and what's wrong. Um, some of them are a little sexist or whatever, which is fucking hilarious, honestly. Like whatever, sexism will always be a thing. Racism will always be a fucking thing.
You got to
And
be
if
able
you
to
think
joke
that,
about it. If you
yeah,
outlaw,
you have to. That's how you outrun. That's how you outrun racism and make it not a thing.
yeah,
Is you
man.
joke about the shit. And then there's guys that are self-deprecating, and that's my favorite kind of humor. Kevin Hart has fucking done that for
Yeah.
years, and he's so good at it, dude.
Well, especially a handsome person like him that self-deprecates, that makes people feel better. Like, oh yeah, fuck him, that handsome, intelligent guy.
That might be his niche. Yeah, that's because he tells some really fucking like it's almost true facts. Like you embellish a
True
lot when you
facts.
do this show. I'm sure. True facts.
Oh, dude, I don't know. We don't have to talk too much about like how I prepare and like do stand up.
I'm fucking interested in it, man.
No, so I write like everything. Like I just write my thoughts all the time. And whenever I'm like, oh, I want to think of like a new bit. And so then after I write all this garbage, I like sift back through it, and I like pick out ideas that I think I could structure as like a premise, and then like a setup, punchline, or however I decide, to like. And then since I'm a fucking amateur, I still don't completely know how my delivery system is, or I just still don't have like a polished act or anything. So I'm still in like the fetus stage of like crafting this thing I'm really interested in. But I'm also interested in 1,000 fucking things, and I go to school full time. I work, I play guitar, I ride motorcycles, I snowboard very terribly. Like I
You
do all
suck
this.
dick.
I suck dicks. I wrestle dicks with my asshole.
Honestly, that's the move.
Oh, there's so many things to do. I just try to do as much as I can. And stand-up comedy is a really cool thing to do. It just, it's I don't want to sully the name of the craft by attaching my name to it.
But everyone, dude, I'm not trying to give you this like you can do it bullshit because like fuck you, fuck me, like your journey is your own journey, and me telling you you can do it is not necessary. It might help you feel better,
No,
but it's not going to change your grind.
I appreciate your your positive words, and I feel like everybody. So I hate it whenever people like tell me like, "Oh man, you've been working hard lately. You should really take a break. You look tired. You look worn out." How I treated that situation in the Navy, and I think how Nukes treated that situation was to, like, "Hey, bitch, you look tired. Are you fucking tired, you pussy? Hey, we're all here. We're all doing work right now. Like, stop being so tired. Like, get after it. What are you doing? What are you doing right now? Being tired,
Yeah.
fucking pussy, you know." And I mean that's how me and a lot of my shipmates treated each other, because we're in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sorry I say you know what I'm saying a lot. I watch too much South Park.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm not trying to. I will not change the subject. We're gonna get back to this whole how do you prepare thing. But being a nuke man, we've all had those duty days where you just like start at 6 a.m. You say your stupid tab alpha, you fucking sign in the logs, and then all of a sudden it's fucking 6 a.m. again. You're just like, and you haven't slept. You're like,
Oh, now I have to
what the
work
fuck?
until 8 o'clock
Yeah.
tonight.
And now I have a fucking working day. What the
And the
this
zero
job?
sympathy, zero
Yeah.
sympathy. Don't even go smoke a fucking cigarette, dude. Whenever I was like, watch section, the leader or whatever the fuck I don't even remember what the fucking things are called anymore. But the guy that writes the watch bill and all that shit for your section, like I would come fucking unglued on dudes that would go smoke a cigarette before they did like the morning cleanup. Because if I didn't, Chief was gonna come fucking whatever, or whoever was the engineering duty pay officer was gonna come yell at me and like, dude, like no, just do your fucking job, and we can all like go eat breakfast together, and then you can smoke a fucking cigarette. But these selfish motherfuckers that would just, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette because I'm too cool for school, and I'm not cleaning no fucking floor. I don't fucking sweep. Ah man, let's do it. Let's get after it. I know you're tired. We're all fucking tired. Don't be a bitch. Like that's the sort of that's the thing that I need in my life. I'm that's the one thing I miss about being on a submarine is having people egging you on just to go above and beyond when it comes to staying awake and doing work.
Um. What does that a lot for me is I have a friend who's like in and out of it. He's like sometimes he's real sad, sometimes he's real like he pushes me. Um but like a lot of my training partners in jiu-jitsu are way better, more experienced. I've only been doing it for I'll be honest with you, like a solid like of experience, a solid like 4 or 5 months of experience of it.
That's
But
dope.
I did it off and on for 3 years. I just keep getting hurt. And but in like that kind of stuff, people will push you to the edge of your breaking point. Like you have no idea what the fuck to do, and this man who weighs 40 pounds less than you is about to kill you, and you're like, "What the fuck do I do?" And they'll be like, "What are you gonna do?" And I'm just like, "I don't know." And then they move to the next position, whatever. But it's that same concept. It's that push pull where people
Yeah.
can bring you to the edge, and you just want to kill these people. You just
Well,
like
the one thing that scares me about doing jujitsu like that is the seeing all the people that get their knees torn apart or their shoulders torn apart. But I think it's an incredible like skill, martial
it's an
art to learn.
art, dude.
It
Yeah,
is,
and it's
but
a lot to it. There's a lot more to it than you.
I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of a bitch. I don't want to get my fucking shoulders torn up. I wouldn't mind getting
No, yeah,
or like
like
my knee or my ankle or just like it's a the sport. If you play any sport, you're gonna get hurt. And
I think everybody should do some kind of training. It doesn't have to be martial arts. It could be anything. Something to give themselves confidence and
yeah,
something to bring you like you should wrestle. Everybody should have to wrestle or box or do karate or do judo or do jujitsu or something along those lines. Anything. A combat sport, not necessarily spar. I'm not saying people have to get punched in the fucking face, but you should have to go through some kind of physical adversity that's based on war, so that God forbid if you ever get in a conflict with another man, woman, whatever, you have the confidence to stick up for yourself.
yeah,
And
man.
you know what it means to have to respect another human being because you know what we're all capable of. So we can all just respect each other and that's it. Like there's not this fucking dick measuring competition. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
who's the people that are usually trying to have a dick measuring competitions? People that don't have any martial arts backgrounds and that are just big
Well,
people.
because
They're just naturally
yeah.
big people, or they probably have a small dick because they're
Well,
huge.
there's people that do that shit and then use it maliciously. Like they'll just go out looking for fights, and it doesn't matter. Like even if you're like training for fucking years, you could still just get fucking clocked, bro, and that's it. Like just game over. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, or somebody could pull out a gun or
Yeah, and just
knife.
fucking and you deserve if you're going to attack somebody and you're doing this training just specifically to go look for shit like that, you just that's what you get.
Yeah, I agree. I would
If
volunteer
you
to shoot those people. You know.
if you and especially if you train and you train hard, you've been fucking hit, you've been thrown on your fucking ass or your face or your shoulder, like you've been hurt. You should probably just not you should never want to fight somebody. Like you should never want to just be like, oh, I'm just gonna fight this person. You should always be like, oh, I really don't. Nope, don't want to.
Yeah,
Nope, it sucks.
it just seems so absurd to me. But I grew up in Kansas. I like when I was in high school partying, there was always a fight. People were always getting drunk and just beating the piss out of each other, just just to prove a point. Like hey,
Oh,
I think you're a faggot. I'm gonna fight you. Like okay, I guess we're fighting
that's
now.
kids being kids too. That's kids at a certain
No,
age.
dude,
Like
grown men in their 40s and shit will do that still. You know.
I mean, I never. So I said I don't like that shit. I didn't say alcohol doesn't make me not want to.
Yeah, that's there you go. And
And I'm not. It's everybody, dude. It's in
and
us. It's cerebral, dude.
And the interesting thing about that is that it's totally part of our biology to like challenge and like people in our
Yeah,
community and you know it just especially when you're young it just in you to like fight.
yeah. And fuck, it's in our fucking. We just want to fight. We want to fuck. We want to go to war. We want to eat. We want to be fucking gluttonous. Like, but I'm so into this love, like feeling loved and loving people thing. It's fucking. I don't know, man.
Well, you're a very thoughtful person and you have discipline. That's what a lot of people lack, being thoughtful and having discipline.
Do you think you're thoughtful and have discipline? Like, do you see that outside of looking in perspective?
uh Here's what I work really hard to I try to be as thoughtful and as disciplined as I'm capable of being.
That's a good fucking perspective to have.
Yeah, I know I'm not perfect because sometimes I have like emotional knee jerk reactions to situations, but I try to recognize those and I try to, carry on smartly, you know?
Interesting, because you're also a say it like it is kind of person, which people could take that as like crass or like abrasive. I don't think you're an abrasive person personally, but people could view you as abrasive because you're not afraid to be like, hey, you're being a bitch, like we talked about earlier, or some shit like that. Like I can
Uh,
appreciate that, and it would hurt my feelings, like to be honest with you, if you were like, hey, you're being a bitch, but I'd be like, Jordan's probably right because I'm being a bitch.
uh, See, that's the slippery slope, because I'm
Yeah,
wrong a
it's
lot
two
of
sides.
times, but yeah, I think there's some pretty important instances when I'm pretty right, but because of all the other questionable activities or
Sorry.
things I've been involved in, maybe people question my the content of my character.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you have to go back to those core values, man. That shit you have to always have. I hate this word, but it's fucking. You have to have you have to be true to yourself, man. Honestly, like
We're gonna
just being true
say
to yourself.
honor, courage, and commitment.
Fuck no. It's I live my life based on that only in situations that it's beneficial
Well, it's like
for me or my child, like if I'm going to teach her that she needs to be a bold, brave person who's kind, because being kind and also brave and bold and learning to read situations is how you keep yourself honest, but it's also how you keep yourself safe, because you can look at people from the outside and not have to be too close to get put yourself in danger. Like I don't trust people half the time, dude.
oh, dude, same here.
Yeah, I'm
Unless,
watching my back. It's just talking about stand-up comedy made me anxious because it made me very anxious because the way you talk about it, you're excited about it, but like motherfuckers, that shit sounds like it takes some fucking serious cojones and work.
yeah, you don't want to just go up there time after time and not ever get better, you know? So,
You think you're gonna go back and fucking bomb? Because I know you're gonna go back once all this shit's over.
oh, yeah, well, I don't want to, and I'm going to try really hard not to. But the important thing is if I do bomb, I can't. Like, one time I went to this open mic and this guy went up and just fucking ate shit, you know? He was mumbling into the mic. He was looking down, you know. Just he had some jokes that would have been kind of funny if he just would have like had some delivery, you know. But whatever. The thing that pissed me off was that after the end of his set, he was like, "Yeah, fuck all you guys. I'm never coming back here again. This crowd sucks." And he just like puts up the mic and like walks out and leaves. You know.
What?
I was like, dude, if nobody laughs at your jokes, like, it's definitely not their fault. You know. Like whenever I like tell a joke and it doesn't land, like maybe that same joke will land at a different place at a different time. Yes, but you know, I don't want to. I want to have like that sour, like fuck them, they're stupid. They just don't get my humor. My humor's too smart. You know, I'm too smart for them. Of course, I'm
Sometimes,
funny. Everything I've written and performed for the people is funny. If they don't like it, it's their problem. You know.
hey, dude, I'm not trying to be the devil. I'm just trying to be his advocate here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get you.
Um, it's sometimes it's like that, dude. Sometimes you have to place the blame on somebody else to make yourself feel better. Like it sucks. Like, bro, I've played shows where I literally couldn't keep a stick in my hand for more than 10 seconds because I do all these tricks.
Yeah.
Like a stick would fly or I was off beat or my fucking pedals were I couldn't go fast because I wasn't warmed up or my pedals weren't working. No. I was nervous and I didn't practice or I was drunk. That's it. Hey, dude,
Yeah.
I go ahead, sorry.
And I was gonna say I've had my best sets like doing stand up, just like one beer down, or maybe I eat like one edible just to get a little loose, you know.
Oh, I would legit take probably like two shots just back to back just to get that buzz
Yeah.
because I think I've been like so lately I've been so into trying anything I see. Like I'm trying to learn how to do a backflip. But there's
Nice.
physical implications that it has. Like I landed on my bad shoulder and I was going off a sand hill. The third time I got all the way around, I got like from here to here, and then I went like this. I went sideways because I looked this way, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing this right now." And I could have pushed through, but I was like, "Yeah, the risk versus reward is not great. Who gives a fuck if a 27-year-old grown ass man can do a backflip?" But I'm gonna revisit it.
Yeah. Well, you'll know when the time is right, you know. It's just like
Time.
lifting weights. You can look at like, you know what? I'm just gonna bench like 350 today. I'm gonna do it. You know, like no, you have to build up to it over time.
Gravity is very honest.
Yeah.
Gravity will keep you honest. Let's be honest. I just
Let's
said honest like 86 times. Jesus
let's
Christ, dude.
let's be honest.
Let's be honest. So, something I like to do when I'm lifting weights with a partner these days.
Look at dudes that
Yeah,
are
with dudes.
fucking each other on their phone.
There's girls that I like to like lift with and stuff too sometimes.
I'm
But I
sorry.
usually
Sorry, interrupted you. Continue.
no, dude. I don't care. Please interrupt me. Tell if you're gonna interrupt me though, you have to tell one of your bits.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Why can't you give me a little taste, little?
Well, this is a weird thing, you know. Whenever I perform stand up, I'm like going on a stage, like you start a conversation with the audience and you kind of like work into it. It's not like, oh, hey, just let me read here.
I see what you're saying. I know I understand. But the thing is, man, you've seen me perform, and that show you saw me play, I played my fucking ass off.
Well, I was playing a musical instrument though. I don't.
It's still the same fucking thing, dude. You're putting yourself out there. I have a picture of that. That's on my Bumble. I played my fucking ass off. And you were there when I took this picture. I want to show you. It actually fucking I thought about it today because I changed a bunch of my Well, look at this picture,
Yeah,
bro.
but don't you whenever you what the fuck? Don't you whenever
Here,
you feel like whenever you're playing in front of a crowd though, you like get energy from the crowd?
that's that. You were there that night,
Oh yeah.
so legit, yeah, dude. Because I played shows to fucking 3 people, but those 3 people are fucking raging. They were like losing their fucking minds. And even if there's a crowd of say 100 people, but they're just kind of feeling it, I just start looking at my drums. I look down, or I just like I smile and I lose what's going on, and I just start like working on my craft.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, the crowd gives you super like high amounts of energy, but it also you'll fuck up real quick as a drummer, or even you if you get excited, too excited.
Yeah, I've been thinking more if I want to say things on a podcast that I think are funny would be like writing like a silly poem or like maybe a short story and then reading it. I think would be more of a way to express like my comedic creative side on a podcast versus listen here while I read my stand up, you know.
I mean, I think I don't know. I want to get out there and see you do an open mic night. That's probably the move because I could literally fucking get shit faced and watch you either bomb or rock, and it's still gonna be amazing either way.
Yeah,
And
man.
shit, if you bomb, I'll get out there and do it my goddamn self and fucking bomb worse just for you,
No, it's
just for you.
fine. I'm okay with it.
And that's beautiful. Is that like before you were probably like, dude, bombing would probably be the worst thing ever, and now you're just like, it happens, fuck it.
Well, so one of the reasons why I finally decided I was going to do it was because of podcasting. There's a lot of people that started podcasting were comedians, and they started talking about how they had to like grind for 10 years before they got any sort of notoriety. I'm like, man, that's really crazy. That a lot of these people just lived in their car on the road or just lived paycheck to paycheck or like put themselves in an incredible amount of debt just to like chase this dream of being a road comic or just getting paid to do comedy. But I've always been fortunate that I've been really good at making money other ways, but I haven't figured out a way yet to make money doing comedy, but I figured out a way to make pretty decent amount of money doing other things. So
I was gonna say, but you have other avenues. You were a new fucking nuclear operator for Christ's sake, who's just doing stand up comedy as it sounds to me like you're actually very passionate about it. But like, why not just enjoy the process instead of like
yeah,
work? Because
man,
when you told me like, go ahead.
I was agreeing with you. Like, and I don't feel pressured to do. Like it's really cool whenever I see people that I've done stand up with around here, like get to go do like bigger clubs or shows and like move on with like their comedy career and like I'm still just doing open mics or whatever. But I feel like I'm still always like working on trying to get better at like writing and performing my jokes, and I think it's fun to like go to these open mics around here, and there's usually just like some comics, but every now and again like you walk into an open mic and there'll be like 50 or so people that you're like, wow, there's an actual crowd here that's just not all comics like watching me like work on my set again.
Do you feel like you do better or worse those nights?
I definitely do better whenever there's more people. I know it just feels like you just get like this energy from the crowd, man, and then I don't get like these crazy ideas that like pop in my head about like the things that I've already written, and then maybe I'll like throw in like a little zinger there, and people will laugh a bunch, and then it makes me feel real happy on the inside.
I think the best thing ever was those late night conversations and like maneuvering. When you get on, when you get on a roll and like
Oh,
everyone's
dude.
tired and you start telling jokes and shitting on people and you're like, oh fuck, I'm funny. And then you tell that one joke that like you just it ruins it.
Yeah,
Those
the
uncomfortable moments I live for.
the people that just get offended by like, yeah, I can't do this right now. Like, please just stop talking. Like, yeah, well, you can't make me stop talking.
Everything usually started when I was the SEO. I'd be like, imagine if we lost shore power right now, and I'd put my hand on the switch, and then they'd be like, "Ha, you're funny," and I'd be like, "Well, you're this," and then we would just it's back and forth for
Yeah.
probably an hour or two, dude.
No, we would always. I don't know, man. It was some of the most interesting people I've met in my entire life were from the Navy nuclear power program. Like some of the most, like just, it's like deep characters, good, bad, whatever. It's like they had very dense characters. And
Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
learned a lot about a lot of shit. Like people who don't even have kids that would like judge my parenting style because I talk a lot about my daughter on Watch, dude. And
Oh yeah.
people would always judge me for the thing how I talked about her. No, I didn't. I don't talk shit on my daughter. Like you do. You talk shit about your kids. That's just what the fuck happens.
Yeah, it's real life. You treat them. I think you should just treat them like another person. That's my
But
opinion.
I'd be like, my daughter's being a this or a that, or like, think about it from her perspective. Like these people that don't have kids, like a gay dude taught me more about my own sexuality than I ever thought possible. He was like, why do you think it would be? And this is kind of the beaten path, but he'd be like, what the fuck do you think people do like to have a crazy orgasm? They stick a finger in their butt and touch their prostate and fucking jerk off. And then somebody like was the SRO. It was this dude who just happens to be straight. He was like, "Yeah, I've done it before. It's fucking fantastic." And I was just like, the
Yeah.
EDPO taught me more about my own sexuality. And I'm not going to confirm or deny I've done this, but I was like, it opened my mind. I was like, I'm willing to try this crazy shit.
Well, it's a it's like a net for a certain type of person, because all the requirements to get into the program, you can't just walk in. You have to possess
No.
some intrinsic like intelligence, and
Yes.
then to continue to stay in, you have to be on point, because the program does not allow you to not be on point.
Yeah. It's
Or
it's crazy, man.
I guess the more correct way of saying that was you have to be on point, or else you're just like looked at as a piece of shit, while the people that are on point are just doing all the work. You
Well,
know?
if you care, like you can coast. I'm fucking first class. I can coast as a first class for the rest of my time,
Yeah, man.
especially on a fucking carrier, dude. I don't want to be a first class if I stay in the Navy for 20 years. Like I either want to go LDO, make chief, or I'm fucking out. I don't want to sit here and be treated this way when I have this much experience and have done this blah blah, X, Y, and Z.
Well, here's what happens when you get out, though. You get out, you get a new job, and you have to start all over again with that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and then if you go back to college, you have to start all over again with that. And
Yeah,
then
but we've all been humbled so
you
many
know what?
times,
And
man.
that's exactly what I was gonna say, man. It's a humbling process, and I think it's really good for like, 'cause, dude, I was fucking really good at my job when I was a RO on the old submarine. I was good at my job. I cared a lot, and I worked really hard, and I wanted everybody else that was on my team to be just as good as me. And then if they complained about it a lot, I would just tell them they're pussies. But then I got out, then I started working again. I was like, well, I'm just a level 1 tech at this company now. I gotta show them that I'm more than that. So I just took it upon myself to do what needed to be done. And then now I'm in college. I'm like, yeah, this is gay.
There's just no way around college. You can succeed, you can be really good, still fucking stupid, shitty.
Yeah, I like learning. Don't get me wrong. It just the way the GI Bill works, it makes you have to take such a large course load at once that you always,
To get full BH, yeah.
yeah, man. Well, not even that. Like you only have to take 12 credit hours, which would be fine, because that's usually like 3 or 4 classes, depending. But to like graduate and get an engineering degree and not run out of your VA benefits, you
Three
have to take.
years, right?
Yeah, you get like 36 months. You have to take like almost to like get 100% of your engineering degree. You usually have to take 15 credits or some more than that to get, depending on the program, to get your degree before you run out of benefits. Like
Yeah, but you can do it.
well, I'm
Like,
taking 15 credits an hour, more an hour, and I'll get my degree in 4 years. But I'm probably gonna have to pay for my last 2 semesters, even at that rate. You know. So
get a fucking scholarship, dude.
Yeah, I've wrote a few essays. I just haven't heard back. But also, they look at how much money you make, and some of my first couple years of college, I made like 80 grand a year because I was also working full time at Tesla. And then last year I only worked till June, but I still made 50 grand. So like a lot of those things I make too much money to like qualify for. So
The
next
shitty part, man.
next fiscal year though, I'm gonna be broke and I'll be raking in. Yeah.
The shitty part is that oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Son of a bitch. I'm so sorry. It was probably not funny or a good point. I'm so dumb. God, you ever do that? Just fucking complete.
Yeah, it happens. I'm human.
Jesus, man. I
Happens
had a
all
shot
the
of vodka
time.
or two. Not gonna lie to you.
Oh, I had one White Claw earlier.
Ooh, what flavor?
Black cherry.
That's kind of like my
It's my
least favorite flavor, but it's
favorite.
still really good because it's White Claw.
Dude, my favorite kind of cherry is a black one, let me tell you.
You know, that's a good way to put it. I like my men like I like my cherries too.
Blacker than the blackest black, times infinity.
That sounds like it's from a show.
Yeah, they said it in that Metalocalypse show.
Have you ever seen them live? Death Clock?
Yes,
Dude, oh my god.
I saw them once with Chimera, and then I saw them once with Mastodon.
Dude, I saw them with I think I saw them with Mastodon. They were at the Norva in Norfolk. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
I can't that's probably my top 2 or 3 concerts. Jesus, man.
Dude, the crowd goes fucking insane. Like they play the music perfectly. Gene Hoglan is playing the fucking drums.
Oh, I was just gonna oh.
Dude, they so both times I went, they play half the set to like the music videos, and then the other half of the set. Oh yeah, and the whole stage is dark. You can't even see the band. And then the second half of the set, they turn up all the stage lights, and it's just like the whole band rocking out with the crowd and shit. And dude, the last time I saw them was at the Marquee Theater in Tempe, Arizona, and they played an encore of the fan song, and when everybody's just screaming, "Hey, hey, hey!" and like that fucking crowd was erupting, dude. It was so fucking insane.
I saw them, they played oh my god. They played the theme song. They played just everything, man. They played Mermaider. People lost their goddamn minds,
That's
bro.
such a badass song.
Oh, by the way, so
Mermaider,
for
mermaider.
Mermaider. They and they had Roxo the Clown on the fucking big screen, and he was like, "Everybody, if you like cocaine, say yeah," and everybody was like, "Yeah," and then they were like, if you like dudes, say yeah," and everybody was like, "Yeah." And then he had him repeating after him. So he was like, "Repeat after me. Chicks, chicks, dicks, dicks, chicks with dicks." It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the 4 seasons they made of that show, and then the one rock opera they made are all just fantastic. But yeah, it'd be cool if they made more. But that you could argue they ended it exactly where they needed to.
Are they still playing live?
I don't know. I know Brendan Small had like that Galacticon like side project
Yeah,
for a while. Then I don't know. I haven't.
he's
I
he's he's
haven't.
loaded, dude.
Yeah, he's probably just like, yeah, I'm just gonna see if I feel like releasing anything. He probably records the music all the time. He just hasn't something he really
He's
wants
a
to get out there
very
yet.
talented fucking guitarist too. Holy shit.
Yeah, well, he's a very talented composer, man. Just
Yeah.
it's insanity.
Oh, so May 8th, I found a studio. It's somebody who's recorded me before. I'm doing, I think, 8 drum covers. 8.
Oh hell yeah, that's cool.
And one song I'm doing is that's that song Sunflower by Sway Lee and Post Malone. I can't fucking I just hit it today on the drum. I played the song 4 times. I'm gonna do some shit that only and I'm this isn't racist, this is just the truth. Black drummers are the best drummers on earth. Incredible. I'm doing some shit that only black people do as a white dude.
Oh
I'm very excited because this dude from Guitar Center taught me a bunch of it's called chops. He taught me
yeah,
a bunch
yeah.
of chops like 4 years ago, and I never stopped doing them.
Oh
And then
smart.
I was going to ask you, what song would you like to see me cover that's not ridiculous? Like I'm not trying to do death metal. I have one death metal song I want
I
to
was
do,
gonna
but
say some necrophagist, but
oh Jesus.
no,
Now, what do you think?
hmm, I don't know.
You can think about it and message me after. I really want to take a song from people who are a part of my life consistently and do one for like yeah, stop. Because I have a couple picked out. I'm doing an 80s song. I'm doing a Lay It Down by not Lay It Down. It's Lay It Down by Rat. Do you
Can
know that song?
yeah, can you do some Loverboy?
Loverboy? Who's that by?
No, that's a band,
That's
Loverboy.
not a band. No,
Yeah,
it's
it
not
is.
really.
They have that song "Turn Me Loose."
Oh God. Okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
No, no, we'll think about. We'll get something. We'll think of something
Yeah, I mean,
that can
I
be
just can't begin to
flashy.
describe you. I've done like a couple here and there, been in the studio, did them, whatever,
Can do some All That
people.
Remains.
Oh yeah, I could do 2 weeks or what's the other one that I really like? This Calling. I could do that one.
Yeah,
That'd be a good one.
we used to
Did
jam
you hear
those
that?
songs.
Yeah. Which one we jam? All that remains.
I think so. Yeah, and that with Bacon and in the house in New York.
I couldn't go that fast with my feet back then. I don't remember. It definitely wasn't fucking that one song because I could do it. I could not do it then. Fuck no. That drummer's an animal, dude.
He's an
Very fast
animal.
feet.
Yep, he's
Yeah.
good.
Would you do vocals for a song?
You could throw out some. Well, I could definitely have the setup to record it. Yeah.
Can you still scream?
Uh, sure.
You don't know.
I haven't done it in a long time, but I bet I could if I wanted to.
How did you learn how to scream?
Listening to music I liked that had people screaming in it, and I'll just sing along to it. Figured it out.
How did you, I mean like how? How did fuck you figure that? It's such an art, dude.
You just gotta feel it down deep and use your diaphragm. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I played a few shows with a couple bands. I used to do it.
Doesn't your voice hurt at the end of a show?
So if you do it the right way, like so if you like grind on your throat a lot, then I don't know. And if you practice a lot, it doesn't. Like I never really had a problem with losing my voice because whenever I did it, I practiced all the time. Well, in the first time I tried to be a musician, I practiced all the time. The second time, I practiced kind of a lot, but not as much as I should have. But I was also working and going to school and just trying to do too much.
I'll be honest with you. I've been practicing screaming for probably 2 years now, and I'm just now kind of figuring it out ish. It's terrible, bro. It's so hard.
Yeah. Oh well. The first guys I used to jam with, like, we would just practice for like 4 or 5 hours a day back when I was like 19 in this fucking garage. And
Right? God bless you.
Hail Satan. Yeah,
Oh
and
God,
then
hail Santa.
yeah, I would just practice my screams. There's this chick that has some YouTube videos. You can buy like her DVDs and shit too, but it's all about warm up exercises and stuff like that to like warm up your vocal cords before you start screaming. Because a lot of times too, like I would like sing scales and shit like that. Like when I was in school, I was in like choir and stuff like that.
Oh.
Like do the little like rhymes and stuff like that to like go up and down scales and like warm up your vocal cords. And then I would start like screaming or singing along to death metal songs.
It's crazy, dude. Um, a lot of the screaming is not getting the noises down; it's getting the way to articulate it, the words down,
Yeah,
which is exactly what I can't do. I'll learn. It's something I'm very passionate about learning is learning how to either sing or scream, one of the two, not both. That's they're both such deep, dark paths to go down. because I don't just want to be a drummer anymore. I want to be like a, I want to do my own little studio. I got my little mic. Doesn't sound very good, but it's a
Yeah.
mic.
Hey, man, make music. There's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't feel ashamed about trying to get better at using your voice as an instrument.
Yeah, dude. The coolest thing I ever got to do as a drummer was actually I wrote lyrics for a song that my old band that you saw. Um, and we would play it whenever they could get a mic back there for me, and I sang the chorus. I was yelling. I wasn't even screaming. I was literally yelling.
Hell yeah.
It's fucking dope, man. Shit's cool as fuck.
I sing karaoke a lot.
Dude. Dude, I love karaoke. If you could get out here, we need to go, or I could get out there, let's be honest. We could just
Yeah,
fucking karaoke, bro.
I've karaokeed a few times here in Reno. When I lived in Guam, when I lived in downtown Tumon, that's what I did all the time. I'll just go to a random bar that was right by my house. There's like 4 or 5 karaoke bars within like 2 blocks of my
Oh, no
apartment.
shit.
Yeah, and I'll just go sing karaoke all the time because I thought it was fun. And the Asian people love karaoke.
I think everybody loves karaoke.
I
Not
used
even just Asians. Like, everybody should. It's fucking fantastic.
I used to go to this karaoke bar in downtown Tumon called Ladies Night, and it was right above it was a strip club called Club USA. But ladies, so I would just like bounce back and forth between the bars all the time, like just getting fucked up and like slapping around some titties and then like singing some songs. But at ladies' night, they had the screen behind the bar that would play the lyrics.
Right?
The background was just naked chicks dumping honey and milk all over their naked titties. Like that's all it played. It was like this never-ending loop of just all these naked chicks. And then sometimes I'd go in there like a Tuesday night, and there's this pretty sexy Chinese lady. Like she's probably 34, 35, but she was in shape. She had like big fat titties, dude. She was hot, and she was crazy. Like one night she got stabbed. She's like, "Oh, I got stabbed." I'm like, "What?" And she turns around and shows me this big fucking this gauze on her back. Like she got stabbed out in the parking lot and robbed, like right outside of her fucking karaoke bar.
What the fuck?
So
She worked there or owned it?
uh, she was always there. I don't know if she owned it or not. But one night I was in there, and I was just at the bar, and it was her and this other Japanese girl waitress that were in there. And dude, I was sitting at the bar just singing songs, and they both just started like, dude, they took my donger out and just started blowing me right at the bar. And like, there's like people walking by outside. It's like right on the main street of Tumon. Like you can see like people walking by outside. This is people just walking by, and these two Asian ladies just blowing me while I'm sitting at this bar, like in public, just singing karaoke song.
When was this?
When I lived in Guam.
Dude, did you finish singing your song while you were getting your donger blown?
And I was like, well, I was like, just kind of like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening right now. And then I was like, oh, this is like public, and I don't really know these people that well. I'm like, hey, cut it out.
Bro, you
Yeah,
should have. No, you got to use that energy, man. You got to perform.
it was a karaoke bar in the middle of the island. I was
Just
just
start making nasty noises. Oh, oh, like those
uh,
nasty, those stupid, epic porn noises that people make.
no, I let him like go to town for a while. Then I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's not every day you just get your dick sucked in like a public place.
I
But
mean, if you're not living my life, I guess
it still happened, and I still enjoyed it.
that's a real. Did you end up, meeting up with those lovely ladies afterwards or whatever?
So after I was done hanging out with them, then I went upstairs to the titty club, and I got super drunk, and then I went back down to that karaoke bar, and they were just sitting at the bar eating spicy chicken's feet. So I ate some chicken's feet with them,
And then that was it.
and then I
They
walked,
didn't.
and then I walked home.
Why
Well,
didn't you have them home with you and
well, by
just
by
hang out
that
with them?
time I was eating chicken's feet with them. I was so drunk I couldn't really talk or like walk. I was just like in this zombie mode of stumbling around. Like it was common me back then.
I remember a couple times when you were really fucked up, dude, and it was always funny. I don't know how I am when I'm like that drunk because I'd imagine I'm very like easygoing, but I don't remember ever being like that.
Yeah, it's not something that you should do.
I mean,
But I definitely did it, and
I'll tell you, my
it was
30th
fun.
birthday, bro. That's gonna happen.
Your 30th birthday. Oh my! What is that? Stop that.
Oh, sorry. I was nervously tapping, thinking about my 30th birthday.
It's still 3 more years away.
Hey, man, it's two. I'm about to turn 28 here in June.
I turned 32 in December.
You're old, bro.
Still looking like a fresh young mammal,
You haven't changed much except for, you look like
except for being a bitch.
No, man. That's funny. 32 is a good age, bro. You're very successful.
Yeah, it's the age they say that your dingus gets the biggest is when you're 32.
Are you serious?
No, I just made that up.
Oh, you're not. Well, I'm very happy. One, that you said it gets the biggest because I'll be 32. That means it's still growing. Thank God.
Yeah,
But two, because you use the word dingus too.
it's a good word.
Well, when I'm with lovely ladies, when I'm in the presence of a woman, and I'm like, I'm gonna pull out my thang. I call it my cock. I never call it a penis. I never call it a dick. I never call it a pecker, a pecka,
I
or a
call it
dingus.
I call it my wee wee.
Never that.
I'm like, hello, young lady. Would you like me to take out my wee wee at this juncture of the evening?
I always call it a cock.
Will you please touch me in my pee-pee region now? I would greatly desire that to make my pee-pee throw up all over your
Your pee
face.
throw up. My pee just sneezed.
But we have to close our eyes so God doesn't see it.
That's the worst, man. That's when someone calls your thing anything than what you want it to be called. A girl asked me for a picture of my thing, and she was like, can I see your picture of your penis? I was like, no, it's a cock. What? Yeah, let me see a picture of your penis. No, it's a fucking cock.
If you want to see a picture, say, please, Daddy, can I see your cock?
I'm terrible because I make. Never mind.
Yeah, don't go too deep there.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh, jeez. Okay, brother. I think I'm about ready to wrap this circus up. You know what I'm saying?
What about our sponsor time, real quick?
Holy moly. I almost forgot.
Don't forget.
Hey, say you're in the desert and you got
Yeah.
a hot young lady with you, and you come to like this nice boulder that's offering you some shade.
Shade.
And you're like, hey, baby, why don't you pull down your pants and grab on because shit's about to get funky.
Yeah.
So then you're humping a whole bunch, you're like really going to town on this young lady that's bent over grabbing this boulder. And then your glasses fall off your hat and get scuffed in the sand and the rock. And then when you bend over to pick them up, a rattlesnake bites you on your hand and then you die. This could have all been prevented if you would have had shade stays on your hat to keep your glasses on your hat. Dingus.
Dingus.
You could put these little magnet clip-on things. You could put them on your purse. You could put them on your hat. You could put them on anything that is fabric-y and you would like to store some sunglasses on in a very stable manner. Shadestays.com.
Nice.
That was a nice, I just made all that up just now.
And you wouldn't die from the rattlesnake bite. You would die from the AIDS because you had unprotected sex. Shadestays.com.
Shade stays. They don't protect you from venereal disease, dingus.
End quote.
Yeah, if you're getting chased by a bear, shade stays will not prevent that bear from eating you. But while you run screaming through the woods, it will help keep your glasses on your hat.
Dingus.
Dingus.
Shadestays.com.
Oh, and if you're ever in Phoenix, Arizona area, you want to go shoot some machine guns in the desert. You want to be a man's man, get some advanced firearms training, and just go rattle off some guns in the desert and just blow off some steam and learn how to do it the right way. So if there's ever a pandemic that causes the collapse of the world's economy and you got to go out and shoot people's dogs to have meat for, dinner because all the produce has gone rotten and all the Mexicans that picked all of our produce went back to Mexico. And then you need to learn how to shoot a gun to shoot children and fleeing Mexicans. Learn how to do this at swordandmind.com.
Dingus.
Dingus.
Oh my God. And Coca-Cola, if you're watching,
Don't send us a cease and desist because we're not.
Coca-Cola Energy.
Oh, and if you want to read some haikus, go to like refrigerator.lawyer or something like that.
Refrigerator.lawyer. Dingus.
Dingus. Kyle has his collection of refrigerator haikus on this website. I'm pretty sure it's refrigerator.lawyer. Who knows? He's not here to tell me again.
Who's Kyle?
He's a guy that has been on a few of the other podcasts.
Oh.
Yeah. I guess you didn't know that because you weren't there.
Yeah, I was in the presence of a lovely young lady at that time.
Oh, yeah.
It was probably one of the nights I didn't get it and I was cuddling.
Well, as long as it makes you happy.
Faggot. No, that night I wasn't happy. My penis was very sad. My dingus. Well,
all right.
It's been real and it's been fun.
Go make your dingus not sad.
I'm actually going for a ride in a police car with a buddy.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna give me a ride.
Well, be safe and remember, you gotta suck his dick at the end.
Condoms. The other white meat. Goodbye. We out.